Hey, how's it going? I'm Jack the Dab Lad here on behalf of Kika Kush, and in the next 4 minutes and 20 seconds, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do the perfect dab. First up, we're going to do like an intro dabber's dab. It's going to be on this nectar collector. The main thing about dabbing is finding that sweet spot with the temperature where it's not too hot, but hot enough to vaporize whatever the concentrate is. Or dabs are also known as concentrate or oil. There's all sorts of different forms of dabs. Most of them you want to vaporize around 400 to 600 degrees. Usually 600 is going to be the hottest you want to get. I'm just going to get the tip of this titanium red hot here, and then we're going to press it into our material. You can use like a glass jar like this, as long as you know it's not something that'll melt like plastic, or you can use some silicone, and we're just going to touch this. We know it's nice and hot. We're just going to do a nice little hit. You can't go too crazy with a nectar collector. It's going to be hot, but it's only going to be hot for a short amount of time. You can't do too crazy of a dab. Once you get more into dabbing, you might get something like this. This is a Puffco, also known as an e-rig. This is a device that will hold a specific temperature for me for a certain amount of time. So I'm just going to heat this up now, and we're going to be able to do a really nice dab of some rosin here. And it's going to get to about 490 degrees here. And Puffcos are awesome because they heat around the side walls, not just from the bottom, so that as I inhale, it's moving that concentrate around the parts of the atomizer here is what they call it, that are really going to do the vaporization for us. So cheers. E-rigs are the safest and most reliable. My personal favorite, because you can get the most out of your concentrate or your material. Pretty much no waste. And it's pretty hard to mess up. Dabbing with like a torch, where you heat up a nectar collector or a banger, can be quite dangerous. So, you definitely need to keep your wits about you and remember that it's a flamethrower. Devices like this are great because I can keep the temperature nice and low, just enough to vaporize it over a long period of time, so I'm not really killing myself with the vapor. And then the last method here is something like an e-nail. You might hear this is called a Cobra coil. This is a torchless heating method. I've got a really cool banger called a Terp Slurper right here that was just being heated up. And then I've also got this device down here called a dab right that's going to tell me exactly what temperature my banger's at. So as you get more into dabbing, you'll get more and more technology that helps you dial in that temperature so that you can do the perfect dabs every single time. Getting something like this, like a dab right, it's telling me it's just about to hit 600 degrees. So I'm going to go in a little hotter here because it's a little bit of a bigger dab. The bigger dab you do, the slightly more heat you have to add to the equation. But this is what we call a Terp Slurper, and this is one of the funnest ways to dab. It's like a fidget spinner for dabbers. Cheers. But that's 3 perfect dabs with 3 different methods. I hope you enjoyed and you learned something today. Please leave us a comment and subscribe for more. I'm Jack the Dab Lad, signing off for Kika Kush.